Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Awaken the World. We are live right now. It is 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, assuming you are here on planet Earth or paying attention to such things. Personal strengths and weaknesses. Here on this Monday, the 7th day, the 12th month of the year of Oh My God, 2020. And so nice to see you all, of course. So as always, let me express my infinite love for every last one of you. You know, we are all part of this whole. And when we're able to see ourselves in the other, and you and me and you, in everything, everything from the cat to the tree, to the stars, to the earth under your feet, when you realize it's all holy ground, we all walk on hallowed ground. And every encounter we have is an opportunity to be an expression of that sacredness, or to be unconscious and not see it. Life will not judge you, and neither will I. So what are we going to talk about tonight? Well, this is going to be a good one, and I had kind of a, what's the right word? A practice run with another group member on it today. And we're talking today about the idea of, personal strengths and weaknesses. And this is another one of those dysfunctional deals that we've all pretty much bought into from one time or another. And we're going to talk about why it's all a load of crap and why it's important to see those things for what they really are. So just so you're aware, I have my teeth surgery coming up on Wednesday, so 2 days from now. So I'm probably going to be off for about 4 days before I'm able to get back on the screen again. And yeah, so it's going to be interesting. I'm not worried at all. I'm not concerned in any way. The only thing that I am not looking forward to is working the trauma back out of the body. Because, of course, anytime that happens to the body takes on trauma in the form of blocked energy. And that has to be released, has to be made to flow again. Otherwise, it can go on and it can exacerbate the experience of having whatever it is done to you. In my case, having all of my teeth pulled out. So what is it about strengths and weaknesses? And, this comes right back to everything about the physical universe. The creation of this physical universe incorporated two energies that had to be in balance. So this is the first thing you need to understand. You have to understand that it is not a strength and it is not a weakness. It is an energy form. And depending on how that energy form is applied in which situation determines your judgment on whether it was a strength or a weakness. And what we do with these things, of course, is we don't actually look at it as it really is. We look at strengths as being good things and weaknesses as being bad things. We've been taught in a world where might is right, that to be strong is to be powerful and to be safe in some way, and to be weak is wrong. It's not good. It's not going to get you anywhere. And this, of course, is part of the fallacy that so many people buy into, part of the lie. They are neither strength nor weaknesses. And if we must talk about polarities such as a strength and a weakness, understand, just like everything else in this physical universe, that you cannot have a strength without the weakness that lies opposite coming along with it. You don't get only one side of the coin if you want the coin. You get both sides of the coin. Both situations exist. A prime example of this would be when I was a lot younger and living over in France and a member of the French Foreign Legion. I was in India and I had met my yoga teacher for the very first time. And as I looked at this little wizened old man, Iyengar, on the bench, he didn't even like really talk to me so much as he just commented that I was going to get into real trouble later in life if I only pursued the path of muscular size and strength, that I would become more and more inflexible. So that in itself is an example of where what you figure is a strength, in this case physical muscle mass and size, is not always a strength, but it can very much be a weakness. For example, carrying around that much mass was a lot of hardship on my digestive system. I had to eat 6 chicken breasts a day, 6 cups of rice, pounds of vegetables. I literally ate from dawn to dusk. It was exhausting to try and carry that and to have that much energy and to pack around all that extra muscle mass that my body wasn't truly designed to carry normally. I actually feel much better now. And no, I'm not as strong or not as muscular as I was then, but I deem myself to be much healthier. And that's just an example how every strength carries within it the inherent weakness. And I would really encourage you to stop thinking about them that way at all. We're talking about energy and the application of that energy within your life. And don't pay attention to the judgments outside of yourself. You can see when the same energy that allows you to do something that you would judge as being good is also possible and does at times cause you to do things in different situations that you would judge as bad. Drop the judgments. It's simply energy and the application of it. It takes practice. Now, one of the things that we can talk about in relation to, the things that we put on ourselves as far as strengths and weaknesses go, is we can talk about what we're really talking about, because strengths and weaknesses, as I said, are just energy, and it's all about the application of that. The real issue is our old friends and enemies, fear and guilt. So here's a prime example, and I use this example with a group member today. You only have 1 or 2 good girlfriends, and one of your girlfriends invites you over to take a look at the $2,000 she just spent on new clothing from this fancy clothing shop on her trip. And she opens the door wearing the first outfit that she wants to show off to you. And that outfit is hideous. It does not flatter her at all. It looks terrible. And yet she's convinced it's beautiful. She looks great in it. You're trying to keep yourself from having to avert your eyes from looking at her. It's that crazy. But out of fear that you may say something to offend one of the only 2 friends you have, because you know she's a little touchy, you don't actually exercise the energy of being totally honest. Instead, you compliment your friend and say, it looks fine. Or perhaps you like to go out every once in a blue moon to have a drink with your girlfriend. The only problem is your girlfriend's actually drinking all the time. And you know she's turning into an alcoholic. But she's the one good friend you have to go drinking with. And out of fear of losing that experience with her, you choose instead to not say anything and continue, instead of going past your fears and be willing to let her know, hey, this has to stop. Let's stop it together for your sake. These are our real strengths and weaknesses, if we must talk about those things, is the ability to reach past the falsehood that fear represents. The willingness to look past what we're afraid of and be willing to go through what we're afraid of. To not succumb in fear to what has yet to occur. To not allow our thoughts and our imagination to determine what we know we need to do. And you see, that's where the dysfunction comes in. The dysfunction doesn't come in because you've succumbed to fear. The dysfunction comes in because you have not done what you knew you needed to do. And now there's a war going on within you. And it's that war that has to come to an end. And the only way that war can come to an end is to drop fear and drop guilt. Fear, of course, is always about some future time. Whether it's fearing that you're going to be in pain when your teeth are ripped out 2 days from now, which I'm not, or fearing you're going to lose a friend because of something you say, that's still in the future, even if the future is only a few seconds away. And perhaps you do lose that friend. It's happened to me where I've lost a friend for 1 or 2 years, and then they've come back one day and said, you know what? Thank you for being a true friend. And whether they come back or not, it doesn't really matter. What matters is you do the best of you, reaching beyond your fears, reaching beyond the falsehood of guilt. Let's talk about guilt. You know, guilt is this crazy concept that you should blame yourself for what you did sometime in the past. From right now, in this very moment, you have a totally new, higher state of consciousness than you did back then. You're a totally different being. You now have the overview that you didn't have in the middle of the situation way back then. Back then, you had a limited number of choices available in front of you. You didn't see more than that. You're not to be blamed for it. It's over. You're not to hold guilt for it. It's done. But you do owe responsibility. And the responsibility isn't so much about the other. The responsibility is about you, because you're the one carrying that guilt. And if you look at the situation from your new level of awareness today, right now, and you review the situation in a state of contemplation, and you see where your behavior came out of fear or guilt or whatever the case may be, and where their behavior came from. Even if you cannot go back and see the person, whether it's due to the situation or the distance, or perhaps they're dead, or you don't know where they are, or it's still simply too tender, you can reach out to them in a state of meditation and contemplation. You can visualize and relive the situation with them. And you can apologize and take responsibility for your role in it. And then let that go. Because that's not you anymore. Every minute of every day, you're being offered a brand new birth. To be whatever you want to be. And that which you would judge as your strengths and weaknesses are all the energy of you. A lot of people see crying as a weakness, and yet I have seen tears from a child disarm people who would otherwise be just as happy to kill you. We all think that strength means more than it really does, because the only true strength is the strength of spirit, the strength of being, the willingness to accept that you are indeed a one-of-a-kind, never seen before, never to be seen again manifestation of the divine itself. You have but one responsibility, and that responsibility is to be you. The you that you came here to be. Act from the place of loving your higher self and loving your highest self. Don't allow a thought in your head that does not love yourself. Do not judge a situation or perceive a situation in a way that feels bad, because it's not the truth and it's not loving yourself. Do what you love. Not because you need to earn money from it, not because you need anything else except to do what you love. And in doing what you love and putting the vibration of love into what you do, that's what attracts others to what you produce, to what it is you do. That's what makes your gift available to the world. Drop the idea that you have any weaknesses or strengths at all, because it's all the same source. It's all the same energy. And it all depends on your point of view. That which can be seen as strength is also weakness. And that which is weakness is also strength. In every experience in life, you will make a choice how to manifest the being that you are. Come from the place of true strength. The knowing that no matter what, this is a grand play, and nothing is ever lost. And that you are eternal. And that you will come here and participate in this roller coaster ride we call life, time and time again, out of sheer joy for the experience of knowing yourself. Know how special you are. Those are not strengths in you. They are not weaknesses in you. They are part of you. All of it, the entire package. And it is perfect right now in the moment. It is exactly what it needs to be. You are exactly as you need to be. If that doesn't seem to mean a lot to you right now, look around your life. See the gifts. See the messages, see the opportunity to learn and to grow and expand. Get the message that what you radiate out into the world comes back to you threefold. Much love to you. Namaste. Have a beautiful Monday night, I believe. We're going to get together tomorrow night and do one more video, so that I can put a few out before I go for my teeth surgery on Wednesday, where they tear all the teeth out of my head. And I'll probably be back on screen by Sunday. We'll see how things go. But as always, all my love. You are all valuable. You are all precious. In 13 billion years, there has never been anyone like any of you. And there never will be again. How special you are. How valuable each of us truly is. Namaste and good night.